So today's video is the last part of our mini series on how to run a small business while working a 9 to 5. So if you're interested in hearing about the last part, then keep watching. Hi guys, Tamika here. Welcome or welcome back. So like I stated, this is our last part in this mini series that we had about running a small business or a nonprofit and working a 9 to 5. So there was part 1, that was setting goals, part 2, which is to plan, part 3, which is to schedule, and I'll link those 3 videos above or below in the description. And today we're going to be talking about part 4 or tip 4, which is our last and final tip, and that is execution. So execution is I guess I probably said this about every part because each part is equally important, but execution is really important because if you don't execute anything, if you don't get anything done, then all the other parts are kind of a waste of time. You setting your goals, you planning, you scheduling, all of that is a waste of time if you do not execute what you want to do. So like with all the other videos, I've given you 3 points under the tip, and the first point is to be consistent. Being consistent is really important, but it can be really hard because sometimes you want to do something, you have the mindset to do something, you want to do it, you've written it out, you're supposed to do it, and then something just happens and you seem like you can't get it done. But try and be as consistent as possible. So even with this series that I've been doing, I wanted to make sure that I'm consistent in giving you the tips. Every week I come on, I do a video for one of the tips, and I wanted to make sure that I was consistent with doing that. And I fell off one of the weeks, so in between, one time I didn't do a video, but what I wanted to do was just make sure I jump back on that horse and just start back up again. So instead of penalizing yourself or feeling really bad and guilty about not being as consistent as you may want to be, you just try to continue to do it, and eventually you will get that muscle, that power, where you will be able to be continuously consistent, whether it's something that you want to do daily, weekly, quarterly, whatever it might be. So when you first start off, being consistent will probably be a little janky. It will probably be where 1 minute you're doing it, the next minute you don't. I mean, the consistency is a form of discipline, and discipline is a muscle. It's like a muscle. You have to continuously do it. If you're exercising and you're trying to build muscles in your arms, in order for it to get where you want it to go, you have to be consistent, definitely. But you don't just start off, probably. Most people don't start off and they just, 5 days a week, they're doing this exercise. You may start off doing that and then fall off. But when you make it a habit, when you continuously do it, you get better. And sometimes it just becomes really easy to do after a while. But the first point is consistency. You need to be consistent when it comes to executing things, getting it out there, continuously getting it out there. And eventually it will get easier as time goes on. But you just have to continue working at it. You're not going to be perfect at it, which is what I think we all kind of want to get at, but you just want to do the best that you can with what you have and what you've been doing. So the first point is to be consistent. The second point is to be patient. Those two go kind of hand in hand. You probably hear them pretty often, but again, it's very important. Being patient is something that I feel like our society nowadays do not know how to do not understand what to do, because we are so used to the instantaneous. We just get things when we want them. When I need to look up a definition or when I need to know what a word means, I just quickly go on Google. When I want to find out how to do this, I quickly do that. I quickly do this. We're back in the days when we didn't have, let's say, social media or Google. I had to go into the dictionary and pull up the information, or go into the encyclopedia, if you guys even know what an encyclopedia is, and you research this information. You get these things slowly. Even probably in my parents or my grandparents may say the same thing about me, because even with them, when they needed to get stuff, I might feel like it took me a little bit longer than it takes younger children, younger adults nowadays, and my parents might feel like it took them even longer than it took me. So as the generations get more, and I don't want to say more smarter, I don't want to say that, but when they use their resources, they might have better resources. They might be able to come up with better ideas, new technologies. We just seem to have instantaneous attitude where we just need to have things right away, right now. We don't want to wait. We want it now. We get up, we want this now. We can't wait a day or two, a year. We need it now. And in business, that is not necessarily always good. I mean, it's nice if you can launch a product and everybody buys it, and you make all of this money, and then you just continuously make all of this money. But most likely that's not how it works. You have to be patient. You have to continue to work and be patient, but continuously do the work so that it can eventually happen. So being consistent and being patient is very, very important. And the last thing is to let go of fear and doubt. Fear and doubt can definitely cripple you when it comes to running your small business. Now, when you work a 9 to 5 and you're also trying to build a business, sometimes you can let the fear and the doubt of not knowing what to do, not sure where you're going in your business, cripple you, and then you just kind of let it go because you're comfortable with your 9 to 5. You might not necessarily like the 9 to 5 or like what you're doing, or you want to do something else. That's why you're actually opening or you started your own business. But you're comfortable. You know that if I work 2 weeks, if I go into my job 2 weeks, I can get paid. If you get paid every week, if I work that week, I can get paid. So you start to get maybe a little bit comfortable when you start to doubt yourself and feel, like, I'm running this business and I don't necessarily know what to do. I feel lost. I feel overwhelmed. I'm frustrated. You can make you feel like you can't do it. So I put that also as a part of execution, because you have to let go of that fear and that doubt in order to execute. Because if you are fearful, if you are doubtful, you will most likely not execute. You will most likely pull back and decide that, I can't do this, I don't know what to do. It puts you in a place or in a position where you don't actually execute and do the things that you know you need to do because you don't feel capable of doing them. So these points of execution has to do more with your mentality, to do with how you think, because it's not that you're not capable of physically doing it. Most of the times it's that we hold ourselves back mentally. And if we can be consistent, which includes discipline, if we can be patient, and if we can let go of the fear and the doubt. Now, there may always be a point in time where you feel a little fearful or anxious, or you're not sure about something, and that is okay to feel that way, but it's not okay when you let that hold you back from doing what you want to do. So these 3 points I think is very important in execution, because it all starts in your mind, and that's what will help you to execute. So that's the end of this series. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that it helped you in helping you to manage your small business while you work this 9 to 5. Hopefully, I've given you some points and tips so that you can eventually be able to make your small business that's not full-time at the moment, maybe you can make it into your main job and you can do what it is that you want to do. So remember, I make videos every Saturday and some Wednesdays. So if you like this video, then like this video, and please subscribe, share with others, and I hope to come back to you again with some other business ideas and tips. If you have any that you would like me to discuss, please leave it in the comments below and I'll do that for you. So you guys have a good one.